Oh, look at that big old forklift. Hey, I told you I would make some videos over here from time to time, and the other day I showed you the rebar and stuff before they poured the concrete. Now look at here. They've poured all the concrete now. I see they put a form board out here. Remember they had the rebar sticking up in there? I guess they bent it and left it along in there. I would have kind of angled it out underneath there, but they didn't do that. That's something they decided they didn't want to do. But they got this nice and smooth. And I saw the guys out here the other day, and these lines here, they cut them in. See these lines? Look at that. They cut those. And sometimes I've seen them with a long trowel, long handled trowel. They'll make the lines in there. But they didn't do that because they swirled this with the machine that swirls it at the end of doing the concrete, and they couldn't put those. So then they cut the lines in, and the guy says, yeah, that works out pretty good. And it looked like a edger, like a lawn edger with some wheels on it, and it had a small blade. The blade was only 5 inches in diameter, concrete blade. They snapped the lines and they cut these grooves in there. Now what do you suppose those grooves are for? That's going to keep the concrete from cracking on the surface. If this concrete ever wants to crack later on down the road, hopefully it doesn't, it's going to find where these expansion joints are, and it's going to hopefully crack there and nowhere else. And let's see if they did that. Let's see if they did that down below. Let's see what they did down here. Yeah, they poured the concrete all right. Ooh. Oh, I got dirt in my shoe. Dabbing at it. Well, see here, they decided to cut this, and I think, yeah, they ran that machine down here too. Lots of times they'll hand trowel stuff, but they did it with this big machine that swirled the things around, and then they cut those joints in. Now, years ago, when I first started residential contracting and stuff, I helped some guys pour a big, huge slabs like this, and they put this little T thing in there. It was vinyl, and it was just a vertical upright, about maybe an inch and a half, inch and a quarter tall, and then it had a little flat piece on the top. And so as we ran the concrete, we pushed that in, and it didn't have to be perfectly straight, but then it got down just, we made it flat on top of the concrete, pushed it down in there, and the T-bit was flush with the concrete, and then we pulled that off. It was just a little strip that was stuck on top of the other, and then that other expansion joint just kind of disappeared underneath an 1/8 of an inch of concrete on the top, and it was already in there. And that's how we did it, but they didn't do that. Nowadays, I guess they snap lines and they cut it, because I kind of saw them. They didn't run any water in the blade or anything. It was all dusty and everything, and it was just a small little blade. It wasn't like that concrete machine where it runs with water, where you've seen them on streets and stuff. And it looks like, see that big old forklift there? It looks like they set that there because the next guys out here, they're chomping at the bit too. They want to get going with framing, and they're going to be here in the next couple of days. And I'll show you some of their framework and stuff. And see, they got to build this floor up from here up the same height as up above. You'll see how it works. See down here, this is the ground floor, and this is their subfloor. Okay, they'll put a tile floor or I don't know, some sort of laminate planking down, or it's probably going to be actual tile a ceramic tile or porcelain tile. Who knows? We'll soon find out, won't we? You know, hopefully I'll be able to show you some more of this later on down the road. Okay, well, that's all I was going to show today. And yes, there's lots that goes on with building a house. That's for sure. Well, that's all I got for this time. There you go. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. And we'll see them after they start building this. They'll build some of this, and they'll raise it up to the floor height, and then they'll have to build a stairway to go down through there and all that kind of good stuff. It'll be interesting to see how it's done.